comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I went to the Natural History Museum today. Well, we actually went yesterday, but there are like ticketed events inside the museum that we wanted to go to. Well, we didn't want to go to. We wanted to take the kids to, and they were all sold out by the time we got there. And so we decided to fuck it off yesterday and came back today. And the museums are great. What did we do? There was butterflies there. There was fucking dinosaurs. There were fucking skulls. There was heads. There was insects. There was planetariums. It was fucking all over it. No, it was good. Kids loved it. Went there. Manhattan. I'm not too sure what's going on in Manhattan. I know it's meant to be like amazing. Actually, Central Park, which is right across the road from fucking, what's it called? The Natural History Museum. That's completely covered in snow. So the kids were playing there, fucking snowball fights. I had a hot dog that, I'm telling you right now, the hot dog wasn't even as good as the hot dog I got in India when I went to watch the movie in India. The one where I bought 3 of them. It was kind of disgusting, actually. And then I went and got a coffee, and just a black coffee, just some filter shit. That was $8. $8 from a fucking Middle Eastern man. I don't know what he's doing with that fucking money. I don't know what he's doing with that fucking money. It is fucking wild. I bought some bagels this morning as well. Needed to get some breakfast. And it's just a hole in the wall place. There's a chick taking my fucking order. There's a girl making the coffee. And slowly as fuck, they get the bagels out. And I'm watching them. So I order my bagels and it was like 30 or 40 bucks. I can't remember. And then they spin the screen around and they're like, tip. And I'm like, do I have to tip this bitch? All she's done is take my order. Nothing's happened. There's no coffees. There's no anything. It's just hand me over a bagel. So I decided to put my foot down. I'm like, I'm not fucking tipping this cunt. I understand the theory behind tipping, but she's done nothing. So I didn't tip her. And then I fucking watched the next 5 people, and it was about 80% people would tip. And I'm like, this bitch is absolutely raking it in. And then I started thinking about it. Well, I've been thinking about it for a while, pretty much since I got to the US. Service, like food service, if you're working on tips, that is a sort of, well, in the US, that's almost inflation proof because the percentage doesn't change. The standard is 20% tip here. So if the price of food goes up, your pay goes up. You know what I mean? So inflation is good for service staff. At some point, they're going to be the most well-paid people on the street. I bet you they are earning a lot more money now than people realize. Because I stood there and that chick made at least, I was there for about 10, 15 minutes, at least $90 to $110. It was like $8, $6, $7, $8. It was just constant. And then I walked past later on and they're doing the same thing. There's a line going down the street and the bagel's not even that fucking good. I want to know how much they're earning on tips. And then didn't Trump make it fucking no tax on tips? So I reckon these sly dog fucking waiters and waitresses are doing all right for themselves these days. I feel like they've had a fairly big, a substantial pay increase over the last few years, tips-wise, while us poor people... No, good on them. They've had a bad fucking run for the last, let's say, 80 years. And now they're doing good. They're keeping up with inflation. But I'm not fucking paying $8. I'm not giving 20% tip for some cunt to take my order. I don't care if you spit in my bagel. I don't care if you give it to me fucking an hour late. I'm not giving you $8 to ring up my bill. Anyway, the kids were playing in Central Park, snowball fights. I was looking at fucking the price of property in New York, and really, like, aside from Manhattan, Sydney is more unlivable than New York. Like, if you come Brooklyn way, you're doing all right. You're getting a 3-bedroom place, maybe like $3,500 a month. I don't know what the quality's like, but I've just banged it in Zillow, and like, you're in the thick of it in Brooklyn, and there was like 46 properties you could move into, 3-bedroom properties for $4,000 or less a month. You can't even get that in Sydney. Sydney's like 2-bedroom for $4,000. Manhattan's a little bit different, and obviously there's like a scale. You can go real cheap and fucking you can be paying like $45,000 a fucking week. But I feel like even New York is not cheap, but it's more doable than Sydney. Sydney's an absolute fucking nightmare now. And New York is a infinitely better city than fucking Sydney. There's just so many things to do here. You can just do things. The subway's fun. It stinks. There's something to look at. Like, I've been taking the dog for a walk, and you're just always passing something interesting, or it looks like it has a little bit of fucking character, a little bit of heritage to it. You go down to the water here in Brooklyn and you fucking look over to Manhattan. You go, fuck, I wish I was over there. And then you just catch train. And then if you want to go rogue, you go over to Queens. I feel like if I ever moved to New York, it would be Queens. Brooklyn is way too sanitized for my liking. It's way too safe. These suburbs or these areas that have been fully gentrified, it's like a safe space. It's like an unreality. Like, this isn't the world. This is a little bit of safe space where you've carved out of a poorer area and you've managed to isolate yourself in this bubble economically. I like it where it's a little grittier, to be honest with you. I like walking around and seeing some sketchy people, although it's not as fun when you have kids, because when we're going to the Museum of Natural History, my wife, who was on the Google Maps, she was the one who was meant to get us there. Anyway, we start getting a little further out on the train. I don't know where we're going, but I know we probably don't need to be hitting 162nd Street. I'm like, we've passed Harlem. I'm like, the white people got off the train at like 60. My wife wasn't even paying attention. When I started noticing there was no more white people on the train, I was like, are we going to the museum or are we going to be in the museum? And I'm like, where are we meant to be getting off? She's like, 181. I'm like, well, we're way past Harlem and we're only at 160. I don't know if the Museum of Natural History is past Harlem. And then I'm like, can you double check? And she double checked and she said 181. I'm like, I'm sure it's not 181. It can't be. And I had no fucking internet on my phone. And I'm like, can you please look again? And she's like, look. And I'm like, that says 81, not 181. And she's like, same thing. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it's the same thing? What exactly do you mean it's the same thing? It's 100 blocks difference. And then she starts yelling at me. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Just relax. Like, you fucked up. Just admit it. All right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, it did look a little sketchier out there. And when you got kids, it's like, do you fucking use them as a shield, or like what happens when you get out there and there's danger? Do you protect them or do you hold them up? Well, I don't know. Anyway, fucking last day in New York tomorrow, and then it's the drive back. That'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.